Howdy all, it's that dreaded step, that one we've been dreading since the beginning. It's fuel pump day.
This is your adjustment for your throttle.
Right.
And this is the lock nut, there's a L. It's probably over here on the other side. Oh no, there it is. There's a little L clip in there that slides in that slot. So we want to know exactly, if we take this apart, how many turns and what the distance is, probably from here to the face of this nut here.
Okay. Just taking a flat bladed file right here and turning, and the good news is everything's moving in there. So this was pretty sticky. Yeah.
They're all moving in them barrels.
They're springing back.
Well, they will against the tappet.
Yeah. So that's good.
To pull the cam, you've got to retain the tappet springs, because they come out through here. So you've got to pull all this stuff off.
Well, let's do it.
I want to put a paint mark on here so that we get this in the same place. And I'm going to measure with the distance in thousandths from here to here.
Go over the nut.
Okay.
Let me get a little bit
That's
more.
fine. From here to here to here, not the nut.
You're in line with the paint there.
Right, and we're going back to that, not the face of the lock nut.
Okay.
I got 45. 45. 1.645.
That's starting to take things apart. It's going to take this off. We'll put new gaskets in there anyway. You almost seem like you were excited for this step.
Well, this is something that's very key to diesel engines. I mean,
yeah,
this is like the heart.
for sure.
So the 4400 engine series are operate at about 1500 psi, 1500. D315s, they upped it to 1750 on the D315s.
Bigger engine. The
Yeah.
D315s, these are a 4 1/4 bore, and the D315's a 4 1/2.
Right, and the D315s are 350 cubic inches. These are 312.
Oh yeah, there's the cam.
It is scored a little bit.
It is.
Like maybe it ran dry.
Well, we could take one out of 7J and swap it out if we need to.
But let's get it out and then we can look at it.
Yeah, that little castle nut down there.
Right.
Oh yeah, that one's kind of a picky one, isn't it? Ah, there's the cam. I don't know. It might. I don't feel anything through these gloves, but I can see. I don't know. We'll have to see.
So see these two up here?
Yeah.
Are a little longer because of that step in the housing.
Okay.
So they're going to be a good 1/4 inch or more longer. And pull this shaft out without taking this apart.
If you take, there's, oh, I see the pin. They got it peened in there.
No.
It ought to come out of there, I would
Let
think,
me
but
try
you don't want to bend that either.
It ain't moving.
No. Well, if we could get that out of there, that'd be. We don't want to unscrew that.
Well, we can, but we got to get it back to this setting.
To your mark. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and take this apart and bite the bullet. It's going to take 2 3/4 wrenches to get that apart, and then we can slide the whole thing out. It would be good to clean it up. It's got a lot of, I don't know, just surface kind of corrosion to clean up. I mean, it's good it's not that tight. Well,
And there's this little L lock in here we have to be very careful of. Right there, see that guy?
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Oh yeah, that's a little bitty one. Okay.
So that's got to go back in there. I'm going to put it in our magnetic tray right there.
That'll be magnetized next time we go to put it in.
Yeah. 2, 3, 15, 16 looks like. Just a hair less than 16 turns.
And it'll pull off now?
Yep.
Okay. 16 turns.
16 minus.
16 tons. Remember, 16 tons, that's what you get. It doesn't look terrible.
No,
Let's
it'll
shine
clean
it
up nice.
Okay, this is an RD4/4G1 to 4G9999, which is ours, 9986. So, let's see. Usually this parts book is a great reference for what we're doing over there, but this is as much detail as it gets to. There's no cams, there's no parts that are internally anywhere in any of my parts book, and I think that's just Cat's way of saying, don't mess with it. Got number 4 moving?
Yeah. It's stuck right now.
Yeah, it's stuck up there.
But it moved. I got it to move. Those 3 are moving pretty readily. Yeah, we don't want to bend those. They're aluminum.
Yes.
You got to be really careful with those.
We might have to take this whole thing out and swap it with one of the others on a different fuel pump.
I don't know. We'll have to look.
We got this one back here. It's froze up.
The other 3 are moving.
These 3 are good, so we might have to swap this with one of them off 7J.
Let's get this off of here.
Good thing is, I have a copy of the service manual here, and this is going to tell us how to set lifter adjustment and everything, and it even shows us where we want the timing marks to be. We absolutely know that ours is correct on the flywheel because we just installed that flywheel. What did you take off over here, Dad?
Well, I'm wondering if I should have...
And you already took these rails out, it looks like.
Right. Right.
But we're going to take that barrel off the top?
Yeah, I don't know if it'll... I think right now it's stuck up in there, and I don't want to bend that or anything.
Right.
Let me...
Yeah, it's still hanging out up there. Not where it's supposed to be. Everything's kind of slipped off the cam, so we're into this. We just jumped in with both feet, so we're going to have to tear it out, and we're going to have to put it back together and follow the book. Kind of hard to see in there. There we go, maybe.
There.
That's why that wasn't pumping, because it slipped off the cam. I see it. I'm just wiggling it. It's coming loose.
We're going to have to readjust these now, baby.
Oh, yeah. In for a dime, in for a dollar, right? There's it the other way around. Either way. There it goes. Oh, okay. You got it.
Oh, there it's coming out.
Oh, I see. It should come out like that. In the book, it showed the whole thing come out with the gear.
Remember, this is number 3.
Yeah.
So, there we go. And that goes right through there. Keep them together.
Okay.
We'll have to keep them really clean.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, I wish I wouldn't have loosened that, because now we lost our adjustment.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't matter. To get the cam out, we got to unscrew these out of the top of the tappet and then put a bolt retainer in them.
Yes.
So we need to go ahead and get all of these out.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's our stuck one.
It's a stuck one.
We're going to go ahead and tear into this and take the rest of these out, but we'll do these other 3 off camera. Number 4 is really, really stuck. We've got a little bit of a problem on number 4 here.
Yeah, it's stuck.
It's pulling against the spring on the tappet, and it's not wanting to come out. That's trying to work it loose. And I wanted to point out one thing. You can see right here, this kind of dome. That's actually a O-ring. Each injector has them, and they are a 2A3307. O-ring goes in here in this pocket, and you can see these are still stuck in here.
I'll show you the little cork that's in there.
If it's still in there.
I seen a piece of it. See, these are fine thread.
I'd order some, but like, there's no part numbers on any of these internals in the parts book. Nothing. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of adjusting to do on all of this.
Come on out of there.
Come on, Lefty, work with us on something, will you?
I know how to do it. There.
All right.
There's our little tray.
And you said there's a cork under here, huh?
It's in here. If you take and look in there, it's worked in that little. See that? That black. That looks like an O-ring. It's cork.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel it. Yeah.
Well, number 4 is stuck in the barrel, so we're going to have to gingerly unscrew this at the same time we come out with the barrel until we can get it out and work on it. I don't know how else to do it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can turn that.
And, you know, naturally it's one of these that's in the way.
Yeah. See, so I've got the lock nut loose, so maybe we can unscrew it and come out.
I imagine you got a little more room in a D4 than a D2. Dad was able to get this apart while I ran to town to get a couple of bolts, and it looks like what he did was just keep working it back and forth. And what did you?
I held the barrel in that piece against spring tension against the tappet spring. Held it here until I could tip it enough. I could rock this stem out to the side and then pull it on out, barrel and all.
And you said you had to spray some spray.
Yeah, I sprayed stuff down in the top and just kept rocking it like this. I don't want to put it in there because it's dirty. And finally, I could feel that it was sticky and it was moving, and I finally just rocked it and got it pulled out. So
good.
We're good. You can see them corks down in there.
Okay. Is that the black?
That's this black part here.
Oh. I got 3-inch bolts and 3.5 in a assortment of washers. I got 3.5-inch bolts, but the 3s work just fine. And these washers are barely big enough, but they're working too. It doesn't take a lot of tension.
Yeah, they're not a lot of tension that it's gonna.
Just got to hold it to get the cam out. Those corks are going to be a real pain.
Yeah.
Just digging them out of there is going to be a pain.
I don't know.
You're about equal with the other one over there. Yeah.
I just go till they stop. That's right there. They stop.
That's all 4 of them compressed. So
our cam should be free.
In theory. It should. That plate's holding it.
Oh, okay. Here she comes.
There we go. Okay.
There it is.
You know, it don't look that bad.
No, we'll
It's a 2A.
Yeah, we would have to take this.
2A4708.
We'll have to make a gasket there.
Okay.
We'll release them and pull them out.
Yeah, okay. It's free.
Yeah.
We could clean them, grease them, put them back together.
Okay, so this was number 4, so I'd like to keep them in the same place.
Yes, definitely.
That's number 4.
Same story. You know what?
What?
You can needle scale it.
I know.
And I've got some thin cork material scraps here. I'm just going to stamp it and see if I can make those. I think I figured it out. I'm going to use a 5/8 for the outside and a 1/2 inch for the inside. And I'm off center. It's very hard to get them lined up because I only have this little pocket that I can look through, but this is going to work. So it's working out. This one's going to be fine, but this one's going to be scrap. I'm going to have a ratio of probably like 1:4. It'll work. I'll just keep stamping them out and trying to line them up as best as I can. And just pray for a 10.9. There's some of these in here that are really good, like that one. I think we're going to be able to get by with. Dad's going to go ahead and take this fold-over lock off so we can take this off the cam, and then we can have a little bit better access to clean up that camshaft.
Now I can clean them.
Cleaner's doing his thing over here. Cleaning. And this stuff's looking really good. And on this brass arm that goes inside that governor, you'll see those are little needle bearings in there. So if you end up taking one of these apart, be sure not to lose those. We were just talking about, this is a spring-loaded tensioner for the governor. So when the engine bogs down, it can give it just a touch more to get it through a pull. Now that all this stuff's cleaned up, the next step is going to be to needle scale this, clean it up, and this housing is stamped and numbered, matching this really cool brass plaque. Dad's going to shine that up really nice as well. And there's the stamped number matching. We'll clean these up too, get them ready for paint, make some gaskets, and then hopefully put this stuff back together. Clean and check and grease and lubricate everything here. Dad has done a really nice job cleaning up all these parts, and what we thought was wear on these tappets actually turns out they all have a similar pattern on there. It may not be wear, it may be design. Cleaner's working on the lift pump. This is the one off of 4G, and we noticed a few things different between this one and the one that we got off of 7J. Here is the transfer pump, lift pump off of 7J that is, somebody's been into it recently. It has the newer cat bolts in there, you can see. So we're guessing this thing might have been rebuilt, but the housing and where it bolts to the fuel tower are completely different than the one on 4G. Again, we're hoping that maybe the internal components are going to be the same, that maybe we can swap them, or the one on 4G is salvageable. Back when we started this project, we got some advice from some folks, and some folks that were experienced Caterpillar people who said to us, why do you want to do those old 4Gs? Yeah, they're neat. The 7Js, yeah, they're neat, but you can't get parts. There's a lot of better design improvements. If you really want something that's usable and easier to work on and find parts for, get a 7U, a D315, something else. And I think right now we're starting to figure out why. Taking the front cover off of these transfer pumps, and we're going to take a look inside. Our suspicion is they're mechanically the same.
Here's the cover, the top.
Oh, yeah. Good thing we did take that apart.
So I want to...
Scored right here, look.
A little bit. It's okay. I want to be sure we get this together. I want to pull this and do it just like this.
This looks like a lot like the oil pump.
This one's keyed, so that one goes like this up here.
This should hold it from spinning. You ready?
Yeah.
There we go. Ooh, that's why it's under spring pressure. Ooh, look at the gunk in there.
Yeah. Well, this cup. See that cup? And I'll bet it's stuck.
Yeah, I'll guarantee you. There's a plunger that was behind that spring.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is.
Oof.
That's
disgusting.
It's a mess in there.
It's got a nick in it.
It's a mess in there, too.
Well, we're probably going to want to use the components off of that other pump. What else is in there? Oh, gosh.
It's ugly.
It does kind of look like this is made for a small puller. And I did want to note, and this was not us, but at some point, somebody had used a punch on this one here. Ooh, yep, we're all right. I gotta kind of keep my hand around this to make sure the jaws stay engaged below the gears. But it's actually pulling pretty easily. Oop. There's our gear. And the key is down there. There you go.
Oh, it did.
Popped it right out of there.
Yeah.
So, I was just looking at the gear, and you can see a distinct wear pattern. Here's the one off of 7J, and this one off of 4G has the same thing. And I actually thought about, you could theoretically switch the gear around and let it wear on the other side. So that's called the seat on the transfer pump.
So how does that come off now?
And I don't know, in the book it's all taken apart. I don't know what our problem is. Yeah, there's like a...
Yeah, there's a gasket there.
Seal. There. Oh, it's under spring pressure too. This shaft should come all the way out.
After we get this off.
It should now, actually. Maybe we tap that with a dead blow hammer on this block. Yeah, it's coming.
There, it finally.
That let
yeah,
loose,
it's all
shaft. So
it's all gummed up.
There's two
that
kind of rubber seals in there.
That goes like that. So remember that.
That's the seat.
That's just like that.
And the plunger.
And the spring. So
okay.
Keep that there.
And that other little spring, that's kind of a bypass if your filters get plugged or you're not using the fuel that it's making. That's the only time that one opens up to let it kind of bypass. And I thought that there was a gasket up behind here, but I don't think there was. I think that gear...
Yeah, there is. See it?
Ooh.
We can make one of those.
We'll have to.
It's very thin material.
There's the bronze bushing in there. I think we're going to go ahead and rebuild 4Gs. I'm going to put this one on the shelf. It's like a fiber.
It's like hair and cloth and stuff.
Something got into the fuel system.
Yeah.
Yeah, right into the pump. So Dad got the one out, and
of that.
They go into here.
This is going to be a little more
He's working on the one that's in here. They're a seat. They're kind of like a metal impregnated fiber, similar to the one we put in the water pump.
Guess it will eventually give up.
Yeah, this one's coming out in chunks, but we got to get it out of there.
I think I can get it cut out.
Yeah, it's just destroy it.
No choice.
Yeah, got all this over here. Dad's going to polish up the cam on our lathe, and yeah, waiting for a few parts and we'll put it together. Guess I better look for some parts, and cleaner's cleaning. We got a lot of cleaning to do for these fuel pumps, but we got them all apart. We know what we got. I do want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Would that be?
That looks like a 15/16 is what Caterpillar likes.
No, it's bigger than that.
A bet? You want to bet?
I bet you it's at least a 1 inch.
I'll bet you it's a 15/16 like everything else.
It's 1 1/16.
Oh, we were both wrong.
No, that's what I said at first.
No, we were both wrong.
I said 1 16. And you said it's, so I brought the 1 inch.
Yeah, because, well,
right.
You have to admit there's been a lot of 15/16 on this thing.